actress, a singer, a self-advocate, and she will share some of her thoughts with us. Samantha.
Thank you so much, Andy. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha Wasafin. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak about my experience of growing up in New York City, which is one of the wealthiest international cities in the world. It is such a tremendous honor being here with you all today. I am a 28-year-old actress on the autism spectrum who co-starred in Keep the Change, which won the 2017 Tribeca Film Festival and earned me a Best Actress nomination. Sometimes it all seems like a wonderful dream. I was a very lonely little girl who had no friends and struggled to succeed academically and socially, even in special education schools. Nobody outside of my family ever thought that I'd make it to college. Some experts even told my parents that I should live in a residential setting, but fortunately they refused to listen. I still can't believe that I graduated with Latin honors from Pace University in 2013. I would really like to thank the OASIS program, which provides academic and residential support to strongly capable students on the autism spectrum. In my senior year, I was cast in a short thesis film, Keep the Change, about life on the autism spectrum, which 4 years later became a full-length feature. I am super grateful and thrilled that the director, Rachel Israel, discovered me at the JCC's Adaptations programs, which offers wonderful social opportunities in drama therapy for adolescents and adults living on the autism spectrum. I am so glad that Rachel did not listen to her Columbia University professor, who warned her against casting both lead actors with disabilities. Rachel auditioned over 100 neurotypical actresses before she selected me at the JCC. I also want to thank my amazing mom and dad, who never gave up on me, even when I was a bummer and had many meltdowns as a child. My dad is a lawyer who successfully sued the Board of Education every single year so I could attend better special education schools. My mom's full-time job was taking me to the best therapists she could find, even if it meant traveling outside of New York City. I saw play therapists and did floor time with the late Dr. Greenspan ever since I was 14 months old, and saw him until I started college when I was 18. I also had an ABA therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, along with seeing psychiatrists and trying a variety of drugs. I have greatly exceeded the expectations of many of my teachers at school and so many other people, although I am very eager to spread my wings and become more independent. The government agencies are not helping me and my mom to accomplish my goals. The process has not been easy. This process has not been easy peasy for us. Nope. In the 5 years since graduating college, I've been unable to find or keep any part-time job or even find an internship. The government services that are supposed to help young adults on the autism spectrum like me have been mostly a waste of my time, or our time, as they say. My mom and I made sure to seek out Access VR. We filled out piles of papers and met with a Medicaid Service Coordinator, MSC, and people from agencies like QSAC, SHIELD, YAI, and Birch Family Services. The problem is that I'm not at the very top or the very bottom of the autism spectrum, and I don't have the right skill sets and interests for many current employers. I am not computer savvy or skilled at technology, which might help me get a job at one of the computer software companies like Microsoft or SAP. I also don't belong at a day program, which I believe is called SEMP, because I need to be able to go on auditions and pursue my career in the performing arts. I would also love to work with young special needs children and share my love of musical theater and performance with them, but none of these government agencies have been able to help me. One of these agencies told my mom that I could be a janitor and clean the bathrooms at Madison Square Garden. That's just one example of when my mom changed agencies. Each time we switched, we hoped to get a life skills coach through our MSc, but months went by with no support. Boy, was that a dreadful fiasco. I was asked if I preferred a male or female, younger or older. I said I preferred a young woman. They said fine and called back a few months later to ask if I would consider a male or an older woman. My mom explained that I needed help with some hygiene and grooming issues, and a male coach was not appropriate. Finally, a young woman named Cynthia, who was studying psychology in college, was supposed to come help me. Instead, somebody named Jasmine showed up. Jasmine had no college experience, a thick accent, and no training. She was very quiet, and we folded clothing in my bedroom in an awkward, dead silence. Her only previous experience was working with more severely impaired people who were nonverbal. For our first meeting, Jasmine met me and our MSC in the street in front of Ricky's because our MSC could not find a parking space. My mom was horrified. Jasmine only came 3 times and then didn't bother to show up or call to cancel, which was very irresponsible. How could anyone who behaved super unprofessionally teach me the skills I would need to get a job? Another agency prepared me for a job interview to work at a daycare center. I was incredibly psyched. Then there was a group interview. I thought I did really well and was so pumped up. However, I didn't get the job and I was really sad and disappointed. My mom strongly encouraged me to call the agency and get feedback so that I could improve next time, could improve next time. I called my job coach and she told me that there was no feedback. The next job interview was at Lincoln Center. Unfortunately, when I arrived, the security guard would not let me go upstairs to my appointment. I was told that the appointment had not been confirmed. I was very upset and therefore had a meltdown because I didn't understand what had happened. I had made an appointment and arrived on time. The security guard told the interviewer that I was very disrespectful and upset, and that was the end of that job. Nobody informed me that I needed to reconfirm an appointment. My mom says the agency failed to explain this and allowed me to slip through the cracks. I would love to live independently, but I can't afford my own apartment in Manhattan in a safe neighborhood. I don't belong in a group home or any institution, but I will need some support and guidance to learn to live on my own. Even though I now have a self-direction program with a budget that allows me to have hours of life skills help, it's been an ongoing struggle to find qualified people, even for $25 per hour. Then, when we find someone, they need to be certified, which means filling out lots of paperwork, training for 21 hours, and then getting fingerprinted. Not so easy peasy. My dad took Social Security early so I could pay for many of my expenses and write him a small monthly check towards the rent. I spend most of my days working on becoming a better actress, singer, and performer. I go to the gym, see a trainer, a psychiatrist, a voice coach, an acting coach, and a movement coach. My life is a mix and match. I'm even learning sign language to help me get a job working with children. I know that I'm very lucky and privileged to be able to pursue my talents and dreams, but I would love to find a paying job. The problem is that most people don't understand that each person on the autism spectrum is an individual. We are not all shy, allergic to touch, sensitive to loud noises, or unable to make eye contact. Like, whoa, where's the planet? I'm an extremely bubbly and outgoing social butterfly, and have no problem with making eye contact. Hello, are you there? Okay, eye contact. My pet peeve is that I am very sensitive to nicknames. I hate being called Sam instead of Samantha. I also intensely dislike it when people try to help me when I haven't asked for their help and when I don't feel that I need it. I always worry about being infantilized and sometimes fail to recognize that people are only treating me as an equal adult, helping each other just to be nice and friendly. I have to remind myself that sharing is caring. I want to keep the world posted that there are lots of people who are just like me and others who are different from me, who all want to share their voices and talents with the world. Ignoring us or just assuming that it's too difficult, expensive, or time-consuming is just a waste of human potential, as well as the billions of taxpayer dollars it costs to support all 98% of us without jobs. The autism spectrum is like the color spectrum. Red is different from orange and yellow or blue. There are also many different shades of each color. Let's say you classify a person with autism as green, my favorite color. Is that person lime green, forest green, or pale aqua? Or how about thinking about people on the spectrum as singers or musical notes? I'm a lyrical soprano with perfect pitch. Papa pizza, pizza, Papa pizza, pizza. But of course, there are also mezzo-sopranos, altos, tenors, etc. All of us, especially those of us in the middle of the spectrum, want to find a meaningful, independent place in the world. We want to pursue friendships and romantic relationship with others and to be part of a community just like everyone else. We also want to speak and advocate for ourselves, but it's very difficult. We graduate from high school or college and lose the structure, schedule, and learning environment that we work so hard to be part of. We fall off the cliff because our parents are no longer paying tuition or paying for support services. Many of our parents are older and are close to retirement and can't afford the level of support that we still need. I am one of the lucky ones. My dad earned enough money so that my mom could stay home and work with me. I was her full-time job, and even now she's my momager, amazing momager, awesome sauce, and manages my acting career. She also helped me create Epic Players, which stands for Empower, Perform, Include, and Create. Our nonprofit neurodiverse theater company trains talented people with autism and other developmental disabilities to break into the entertainment industry. Epic's mission is to empower artists with and without disabilities to pioneer social change and increased inclusion in the performing arts. Epic is not a pity party. Actors audition to be in the group and must also audition to be in plays, musicals, or cabarets for which we are paid. Speaking of my performances, if you haven't seen my movie, Keep the Change, it will be screened at Pace University on Tuesday, April 9th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The director, Rachel Israel, and I will be there for the Q&A afterwards. I'm incredibly proud to say that both of us are receiving honorariums. I will also be performing an Epic's musical inclusion cabaret fundraiser on Tuesday, April 23rd at Lincoln Center. I would love to invite you all to come see me and the rest of Epic Players at one of our Epic performances. You can find me and the rest of our cast at www.epicplayers.org. Please check us out on social media. We have Facebook and Instagram at Epic Players. Again, I would really like to thank you for this wonderful opportunity to share my story with you and the rest of the world. Thank you.